Hi, it's me, your average everyday Sonic fan, Nick, and this is me being happy about the Sonic franchise. That lasted a whole 2 seconds. Now I'm gonna complain why Sonic should be cool instead of cute. The Sonic fandom, something that I love being a part of, making artwork and videos for my love for the series and the games that I love playing, but it's something I simultaneously fear when it comes to preaching my opinions. Which is exactly what I'm doing right now, so there's no escape. All jokes aside, it's easy to see how other people say things like, oh, Sonic fans can't stay happy for 5 minutes, or, oh, just enjoy your games already and stop complaining. First of all, shut up. And secondly, those claims are understandable, but most people know it's because of how passionate us fans are for the series to have success and quality. And last year, we got both of those things. At least, to most of us, we did. 2022 was a massive success for the Sonic franchise, which I'll probably do a full-on rant about in the future, but in terms of quality, I would say we got that too. Sonic Frontiers is amazing, and we still have content ready to come in the future. Sonic Movie 2 and Sonic Prime were really great to watch and have had their own successes as well. Even the comics are popping off with creativity, but of course, there is something that I'm avoiding, and it is what I wanted to discuss. Because it's something that a lot of people were excited for, but no one seems to show respect for it anymore, or claim that there was no quality to these games in the first place. I am of course talking about Sonic Origins and Sonic Colors Ultimate. Ports and re-releases of our favorite games to newer hardware is something that we love regardless of what franchise it's a part of. Believe you me, I want a re-release collection of all 4 new Super Mario Bros. Games to newer hardware. I'm probably the only person that wants that, but I'm already full of a bunch of garbage opinions. I mean, I'm making this video right now that you're watching. Or they could just make Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which looked absolutely phenomenal. Remasters, of course, have the potential to take that a step further with new features and quality of life improvements. If they have the potential to. And when we saw the announcements for Colors Ultimate and Origins, I would say the existence of these 2 games alone was appreciated by most people. Finally, Colors is ported off of the Wii. Finally, a new collection with 3 and Knuckles. This was during the first ever Sonic Central, with more to come in the future. There's only ever been 2 of them. I am literally in the middle of recording this and they just announced on Twitter another Sonic Central for Friday. My joke just now got outdated in the middle of filming this. And this was during a time where we didn't have a new game in quite a bit. We did have the first Sonic movie in 2020, which was awesome, but the last mainline release at the time was Forces, with the most recent game afterwards being Team Sonic Racing. This is a game that people definitely have also forgotten, but I've never really seen people hate TSR or call it bad, because, well, it isn't bad. I've only ever seen people compare it to All-Stars Racing Transformed, which, yeah, Transformed is more fun, but in terms of the gameplay of TSR, it is still fun and does still have quality. The amount of content in the game was pretty meh, I will agree on that. I am surprised, however, that there was never DLC characters or tracks, but at the end of the day, the game was fun. And the team-based mechanics are unique from Transformed in a way that I can appreciate its differences and playstyle and not just comparing it. With slingshots, team ultimates, passing items, that was my favorite, definitely. I definitely enjoyed the different route that it took, not just being another Transformed. And like I said, in my time, I've never really seen anyone hate on this game. Sonic Origins and Colors Ultimate, on the other hand, are a different story. People were excited for these games, no doubt, but entering 2023 after that period of popularity for these games, no one really cares about them and would rather forget them. I mean, hell, Sonic Colors Ultimate just got re-released on Steam. Everyone's just asking who cares. There of course are people who care. My guy, Fidel, kind of preaching out here.
Call me a package the way my dick is full. Hey everybody, what?
But speaking on behalf of what I've seen personally, this is of course subjective and not me speaking on behalf of everyone, but for me personally, I've only ever seen hate for these games as of recently, and I don't really know why. Of course, the Sonic fandom on Twitter is brain-melting as always, but I will every now and then see appreciation towards these 2 remasters. But most of the time, if I ever see people mentioning Origins or Colors Ultimate, it's unfortunately for hate or not caring about it. And that's a shame, because personally, I love both of these remasters. Yeah, this entire rant is like kind of pointless to me because I actually really like these versions of the games, and for me personally, this will get people mad, but they are my definitive ways of playing these games. Especially for convenience sake alone too. Sonic Colors never left the Wii, and my only other way to play the classic games was on Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for PS3? because, you know, we're on a shortage of ports of the classic games. In terms of Sonic Origins though, I've only ever seen people complaining about Sonic 3 and Knuckles, talking about of course the different music and the production complaints from Stealth, so that part obviously should not be overlooked. But aside from that, Origins is good, dude. It's the first official widescreen port of 3 and Knuckles, and you can't really complain about Sonic 1, 2, and CD since the remasters of these games are the ones we've been playing for a while now from Christian Whitehead, so it's mostly just people remembering that they're bad at the classics. Me included. But there were still really nice quality of life improvements with the coin system for retrying special stages, and the additions with the museum and missions, which I especially love. And of course, Origins brought in the really well animated beginning and ending cutscenes for each of the games, which even got referenced in Prime. But overall, aside from the hellhole known as the Digital Deluxe and the super unhelpful chart, Origins is really fun. I like it a lot, and at the very least, I know a good amount of people like it too, despite if you think it's quality or not. Unfortunately, people are even harsher on Sonic Colors Ultimate. A part of me believes that the hate for Colors Ultimate just comes from the fact that people generally hate on Colors nowadays. They blame it for the level design and forces, and that the games have been bad since Colors, despite Sonic Generations, one of the best in the series, coming out a year later. It's so funny, I've been seeing people on Twitter starting to call Sonic Generations bad, and I can't help but laugh. So much so that for people that do hate Colors Ultimate, they don't want Sonic Team doing any more remasters of any of the other games. And while I know a good amount of people do like Colors and still respect the original game, I think I'm the only person that really likes Colors Ultimate and what the remaster brings to the table, which I think might be pushing it calling Colors Ultimate that bad of a remaster, when in reality, it's really not. Colors, of course, is the game that got me into the series and is responsible for making me like the boost gameplay as my favorite style. I probably lost a bunch of viewers from saying that, but there's obviously a level of bias that I have towards Colors Ultimate due to my bias of the original game. But even without that bias, I would still call Colors Ultimate a good remaster. Sure, not the best product we could have gotten, but definitely not as bad as people are trying to play it out to be. And no, comparing the rain effects in the Metroid Prime remaster does not throw Colors Ultimate under the bus. I like Colors Ultimate, and while I can understand the reasons why people have criticized it, I, at the same time, don't understand why it's hated on to such a huge degree. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Those are the most famous last words I've ever spoken. When it came out, I saw most of the complaints come from the graphics and the music. Two things I think Ultimate did really well, actually. The lighting engine and overall quality of the graphics were really good, a definite upgrade from the original. And yes, stop complaining that you're being blinded. Same with the character models, though the new models weren't used for remaking the cutscenes are just upscaled, so that does suck. And the music? Sorry, I gotta respectfully disagree. I'm gonna defend this soundtrack to my grave because it's so good. Otani killed it. I don't even care if the remixes don't fit in the atmosphere at times, because almost all of them make me want to bop my head, except for Sweet Mountain. I don't know what happened to these remixes, but those pale in comparison hard to the originals. Speaking of which, you can switch between soundtracks at any time for the remixes or originals, so no problem there. And if you want to talk about the new additions, come on. The Metal Sonic races, which I do like despite being really easy, it's more like a staff ghost in Mario Kart Time Trials. The customization with the shoes, gloves, boost aura, which I love in modern day platformers, getting to customize your character's outfit. And here's something I'm sure everyone forgot, in-game achievements. I'm pretty sure I just gave you all whiplash. And I'm sorry. You're probably ready to comment about the glitches in the game. And yeah, those are there. I can't exactly speak about them anymore because when I played the game, I never encountered any glitches. Plus, there have already been patches for them. Except for this one in Starlight Carnival that was never fixed and is easily visible to everyone at the beginning of the stage. I don't know how this one has never been fixed, it somehow got under their noses. Now, I'm not trying to preach that Origins and Colors Ultimate are the definitive ways to play, because that's 100% subjective. They're my definitive ways to play, but they're definitely not everyone's. Some may prefer the originals, others will prefer emulation. Yeah, I know, shocking. I know that Sonic 3 Air exists and that you can play colors on Dolphin, but I do think that these remasters of these games don't deserve the extensive amount of hate and forgetfulness as they should. Regardless if you think that Origins and Colors Ultimate are quality or not, I think everyone's gotta admit, at the very least, that these games help boost the 30th anniversary. We spent a long time waiting for Frontiers to come out in November, and then Prime only came out a month later in December. That was a long gap between Sonic Movie 2 and Frontiers. And it would have been a different story if it wasn't for Sonic Origins releasing during the middle of that. Colors Ultimate released right after the 30th anniversary started, and these remasters helped fill the catalog of that insane year of Sonic content. We absolutely ate during Sonic's 30th anniversary, and Colors Ultimate and Origins did what they were supposed to do. They were remasters made in part of this massive celebration of Sonic history, Sonic's classic roots, and one of his best 3D outings. Without them, people would have probably rioted for Sonic Frontiers information much sooner. And in the end, these remasters provided a game to hold us over that new and returning fans could enjoy. Also, Sonic Origins Plus literally comes out tomorrow, including the Game Gear games, new playable Amy, alongside more Sonic Prime next month, more Sonic Frontiers DLC, and Sonic Superstars? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we continue winning in this household.